What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm StenoTV. Welcome, stay for a bit, and click that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video, right? We are midway through the Spooktober month, and it's only going to get spookier and spookier. Ooh. Today, I am joined with very special guest, the Big Shuckles.
Salutations, my gaming comrades!
And joining us once again from the first Spooktober video is Brother Marco.
Hi guys.
Today we are going to be sharing our horrifying encounters with the paranormal. I would just want to give a shout out to Van Largashper. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but thank you for requesting that video.
I can't pronounce your name, but thank you very much. I love you.
And also, a little birdie told me that 41.5% of you are not subscribed. Subscribe now, guys. We are on a mission to 200 subscribers before 2020 ends. I know the year has been really weird, but, you know, we're trying to keep it positive and entertaining for you guys, you know. Hit that subscribe button right now. Big Shuckles, why don't you go ahead and honor us with your story?
I chose to go the more recent experience that
recently.
I had. So it's not that recent. This happened in college. There is this part of the school that's not really, you know, that crowded. This is on the 5th floor of our main building. No one really goes there. So I made the wise decision to use the bathroom in that area because I had to do a number 2. I took a shit, basically.
Okay.
I think. Is it right? Number 2?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's number 2.
Okay, perfect. I didn't want to be interrupted. I just wanted to make sure that I was alone. Personally, I find it uncomfortable to do a number 2 and then know that there's someone in the other stall, right? So it's just my thing. But anyway, of course, there's 3 stalls in this bathroom, right? I occupied the first stall because, you know, I wanted to see if people came in. I proceeded to do the deed, and then first I saw one person come in wearing, I just remember it was a red and white Nike.
Okay.
So I saw him go in to the bathroom, and I assumed that he went to either the 2nd or 3rd stall. And then I saw another guy come in wearing regular leather shoes. I noticed that it was still awfully quiet, despite the fact that there's other people in the other stalls. I mean, you would hear at least a little bit of rummaging around.
Yeah.
So once I got finished, I wiped my ass, whatever. I had to make sure that everyone knows that I wiped my ass. Okay, anyway, so I got out of the stall, I washed my hands, and then I noticed that the 2 other stalls beside me the doors were open. When I checked both stalls, no one was there. If there were people that came in and used up the stalls, I should have seen them go back. But I waited for them to leave before I got out of the stall. Because I didn't want them to see me like, oh, so this is the guy that was taking a shit. I just decided to go out because it was taking them so long. At first, it didn't really creep me out. Then I realized, no, I should have seen them go out, and then I just left immediately.
Did you hear footsteps when they came in?
Yes, I did. I heard them walking. They seemed like normal college students. I should have seen them, or I should have heard them leave, but I didn't. So
maybe you fell asleep.
No, I did not, because who falls asleep in the bathroom?
This is the one in the auditorium, right?
Yeah, it's beside the auditorium.
Maybe
right?
they were hanging off the cubicle and they were just like peeking at you like that.
Holy shit, they could have been, if I looked up, they could have been
but
there.
You could have noticed that, actually. You could have noticed if there were people hanging.
I didn't. That's the point.
Oh, you didn't notice it?
No, because I was focused on looking from under the stall door, waiting for them to walk by. So that's where I was looking. I mean, I realized that if I could have looked up and saw if they were peeking or whatever.
You were just delirious about the whole thing.
No, I don't think so.
Marco, we know that you really don't believe in this stuff.
No, I don't believe in any of this stuff. I don't really believe in it.
Okay.
You won't really catch me like going into a haunted house because there's no air conditioning or there's no plumbing.
Oh,
So
really? No.
it's mostly because of that. But I don't know. Maybe if someone paid me enough money, I would do that.
We'll see
Yeah,
about that.
that's a really interesting. That's a really interesting story of Chuckles because I remember when we were kids, we used to do the Bloody Mary thing. Remember? You guys
Yeah,
remember that?
I did that in high
We,
school.
yeah, we used to do that in grade school. We would turn off the lights, and then we would chant Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary
Mm-hmm.
3 times. I don't know if
No, it's 13.
if
Wasn't it 13?
13 times. 13 times, yeah. We used to do that, and we have candles and everything, but I never really saw anything after that. And the last paranormal experience that I think I had was in my house, in the house that I lived in for the last 20 years or so. I was like 9 years old or 8 years old. I remember I was walking down my grandmother's room, right? And every time I would I would walk inside the room, there was this like demon that was staring at me. It was smiling at me like this, like a gargoyle with the eyebrows raised up and it's smiling. So yeah, that was the last paranormal experience I had. It was scary, but like I never really remembered anything afterwards.
Were you taking any medications during that time?
No, I wasn't taking medication when I was 8 years old. Like I'm
Maybe
not.
you
Like,
were
I don't have a
drinking
bottle of
Vitamin.
whiskey in my room, and then I drank every time. Like I didn't have those kind of problems.
Mine is more, I don't know, it's sort of dream related as well.
Dreams. Ooh,
Yeah.
dreams.
I actually did already say this. Did tell the story of this. It was in my video 2 years ago, my Halloween special video. If you haven't watched that, you can find it right here. But anyway, so this story, I was in a dream. I was back at my grandmother's house, which we don't live in anymore, but I grew up there. That house is not the house anymore. Someone bought the house and made a new one. So I was in a dream. I was in my grandmother's house and I was with someone. I don't know who it is. In the dream, he's supposed to be my friend or something like that. As we were walking down the second floor hallway, we had a refrigerator there near the balcony door. And there was a woman there who was sitting. She was like an old woman and she was like sitting and knitting something on the floor. And my friend from the dream pointed at her and said, "Oh, look, it's a witch. It's a witch." And I was like very skeptical about it. I was like, "Witches don't exist. What do you mean?" And he was like insisting that, you know, there was a witch sitting down on the floor.
Yeah.
So I dared myself. I went to her. So I was going to tap her shoulder to, you know, to get her attention. But as I was tapping, I wasn't able to tap her. She turned around very fast and she tried to grab me by my face. Because it was a nightmare, I jumped forward, awake, the position that I was sort of like sitting down. And I saw the witch in my dream was perched on the footrest of the bed. She was perched there like a gargoyle. And I just got super startled. Her hair was black and frizzy, like very frizzy like that. Her skin was gray and she was very thin. Like,
Oh my god, that's terrifying.
yeah, and
Yeah,
she was smiling like this. And her eyes were orange and her
that's so
pupils.
Was she like doing like this, like that on your bed? Like
Yeah.
perched on your bed and
Yeah, like that. She's doing like
Oh my
that. But
God.
her
I
eyes
can
were
visualize it.
But her eyes were orange and her pupils were slit. They were like snake's eyes. I closed my eyes and started reciting the Lord's Prayer. I tried going back to sleep. I didn't open my eyes. I just waited for me going back to sleep. I never knew when she left or what, but that's the last thing I know.
Yeah.
And fun fact, I will show you a picture now. Before that dream happened, the footrest was normal, but now it aged weirdly. That there's like someone.
A slant.
Yeah, it was. No, there was like there's a sunken part on it. There was a sunken part on the footrest.
I'm starting to think that you're
Mhm.
probably maybe an astral projector because your
That's what.
dreams are so vivid, and then you have these experiences, and then you start to think maybe you can do that.
That might be the thing actually, because if you remember 2 weeks ago, I mentioned a resident Albulario. We've been in contact ever since. She's been going to our house and performing these rituals to me because I usually get sick almost every day whenever I play at this like certain part of my grandmother's garden. I recall there was one time that one of our helpers there who was just fairly new. It was her first day on the job and she got possessed
Oh, that's not good.
whilst cleaning the garden area. And
What happened? He got possessed?
yeah, that's what I heard. I was very young back then, but I remember going out there at the kitchen where everyone was gathered. The barangay tanods were there and she was handcuffed on the there was like a
so
pipe.
weird.
There was a pipe that there was a pipe there, vertical
First-
pipe. Yeah.
Oh,
And-
she was handcuffed.
Yeah,
on the pipe.
yeah, she was
Oh, that's
handcuffed
so
and she
weird.
was screaming wildly and all of our helpers
Oh,
were
wow.
very scared. I know a lot of weird stuff has happened in my grandmother's house that's connected to the paranormal. But yeah, going back to the astral projection, as Chuckles was mentioning earlier.
That's actually a good topic, to be honest.
Yeah, we can maybe
Yeah.
talk about it next podcast.
We'll see.
Anyway, we'll be leaving it at that. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on that bell icon to get notified when I upload next.
Also, if you have other topics that you want us to tackle or talk about, leave it in the comments.
Once again, thank you to the Big Shuckles and Brother Marco for joining me in this podcast episode. And we'll see you guys in the future.
Bye, guys.
Toodles!